Okay, I think I'm live. I can't tell. The phone was giving me a few issues. Pulling out my favorite for today is some Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. I don't know if anyone's on here, if this is recording. Hopefully you guys can click on. Okay, I see at least somebody's here. Good, using some Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. So if you're wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses, it's because if I let you see me, my face is the same color as my shirt. I look like I've been beat up by the mob, but in fact I have not. I have not been beat up by the mob, but you can see I got a little bruise going here too. Where I've been is I had upper eyelid surgery so that I can see better. In the meantime, I can't see better. In the meantime, I can barely see at all. And I'm looking pretty rough. So that's what's going on. And so to save you so that my face doesn't hurt you, that is why I have the sunglasses on. But I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about where I've been and what's been going on and what's coming up in the future. And my hair looks lovely too because I can't see it to do anything with it. So I was doing pretty frequent I was doing pretty frequent educational spots back in April, and that was going really well, and people seemed to really like that, and I want to start doing that again. The reason that I dropped off from doing that is there in mid-April, I had a care intensive. If you don't know what that is, a care intensive is an intensive put on by the Center for Aromatherapy Research and Education, of which I am a certified instructor, and that teaches you, it's a 25-hour intensive, and it teaches you healing oils of the Bible, Vitaflex, Raindrop, the chemistry of essential oils, and emotional release. So that takes place over a weekend, and I had one of those intensives in April, and then I had another one in May at my house. So it takes, not that it takes me a lot to get prepared for it ahead of time, except for getting the notes ready and making sure I have all the oils for it and everything, but there is a little bit of beforehand prep doing that, but it takes a long time in that weekend, plus getting set up for it and that kind of thing. So I had two of those, one in April, one in May. Then I had the diamond trip, which I had posted a few videos on that, not a whole lot, but I went on the diamond trip to Banff, Canada, and Stacey Charles went with me, one of my gold leaders, because I am almost no longer married anymore. And I know that a lot of you already know that. I'm getting divorced. That is coming up on the docket in 3-4 weeks. Next month is coming up. It's on the calendar for next month. So getting prepared for that, and in the same time, I'm also selling my house. Can I do more things at one time? I don't know. But in between the two care intensives and the diamond trip and this other trip that I just did, before the surgery, I went to see Brendan Bouchard, and Mary Catherine went with me there, and we went to the Experts Academy, and that was a really good, very, very informative workshop with a lot of take-home skills that I'm going to be processing a lot of that over the next few weeks, and I'll share with you some of the things that I learned there as well. But then I also had this surgery, and I've also got my house up on the market. So now I'm showing my house every time I turn around, which means I have to leave. And now since I can't see, I have to have someone come and drive me. So it's been lots of fun things. You know what happens when you're waiting for life is life happens. Life happens and you just keep going. And I tell you what, I don't know where I would be if I didn't have Young Living or if I didn't have these oils. I was talking to Mary Catherine today. She came over and brought me some food, and she raindropped my feet and use the tuning fork. And she's like, I said, I was telling her something else that happened, and I said, it's a good thing that that I'm able to pay for some of this stuff. She goes, yeah, you know what we all need is we all need big bags of money. Because if we have big bags of money, then you can do a lot of things for a lot of people when you have big bags of money. I'm like, yeah, you can. You can do a lot of things for a lot of people with big bags of money. Bring on all the big bags of money. Thank you, Young Living, for tools with which to handle the ups and downs of life. Got some Valor. Did you get your roll-on Valor when it came out? Because I have these glasses on and because my eyes are still blurry, I can't see anything you're saying. So if you're saying anything, I'll come back and look at it later. But putting on my Valor, I'm happy to have it in a roll-on again. Stuff is awesome, right? It's awesome. Sharing my oils. I'm still sharing my oils around town. Here's it funny. I was coming out of the anesthesia after the surgery, and I'm like, I am nauseous. I don't feel good. So they gave me more of the medicine in the IV. Here's a little bit more. I'm like, okay. So a couple more minutes later, I'm like, you know what? I am still nauseous. They're like, well, you've had all you can have. Here, let me get you something else. And they bring me this little medicine cup with cotton ball in it and some peppermint oil. And they go, oh, here, this is what's called aromatherapy. I'm like, this is aromatherapy. She goes, have you heard of it? And I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. And so she gives me the peppermint. I'm like, yeah, this isn't Young Living. And she's like, what? What do you mean? I said, this isn't Young Living. I can tell this isn't Young Living. And she's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And my son was there to pick me up, and he says, my mom is an oil snob, and she doesn't want it if it's not Young Living. I'm like, you know what? I'll even use this until I can get home and get my Young Living, but this will do in the meantime, even though it's not Young Living. So gave them, that was kind of funny. This is aromatherapy. Have you ever heard of it? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. So that was fun. And guess what? Even hospitals are using oils. They're using aromatherapy for nausea. How about that? After the anesthesia nausea, when you've had all the drugs you can have, then they'll bring on the aromatherapy. I'm like, well, if I would have known this was a choice, I would have taken that first, or I would have brought mine in, but I didn't have any of my stuff with me. So that's what happened there. That's why I'm hiding my face from you. That's where I've been and what I've been doing, and I'll tell you what I'm working on. Of course, convention is coming up in just 3 weeks, and my face will be better by then. My face will be better. I keep putting on the oils, and I keep following doctor's orders, and I'm not doing it because in this case, it's stay off my feet as much as possible, take it easy, and let my body heal, eat healthy, and that's what I'm doing. So that's what I've been doing the last few days. And let me tell you something. I tried to sit and not do anything for 3 days. Like, I haven't been able to do anything. So I just sit there in the chair and think, well, I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't read. I can't watch TV. So I got one of Alexa. I'm like, Alexa, play blah, blah, blah. And she'll play music for me or read to me. And she'll read to me. And she just turned on because she heard me. I don't know what, yep, can you hear it? She's playing music for me now. So I would talk to her and say, what's the weather like? And she would answer me and stuff. And then my daughter has been home quite a bit because she surprised me with some news, and I'm going to have another grandbaby coming up here. Totally unexpected with my youngest daughter, and that was not something that was planned. But here it is. Like, you know what? Life happens, and we have tools. So she's not feeling well, and she's home, and I'm not feeling well, and I'm on the couch, and so she's watching her TV on her little phone, and I hear it, and I'm like, who's that? What's that person doing? So we're like interacting while I'm on the couch with no vision. She's on the couch with morning sickness. Lots of fun. Anyway, so that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. And I'm coming back. I can see pretty decent. And as soon as my face isn't scary, I'll show it to you. And I am going to start working on teaching something like a care, but not. I'm not going to steal their material, but I'm going to teach some of the same subjects. And I want to do it in a weekend workshop venue. And make it so that it's a little less intensive expense-wise as far as attending it. Because the care intensive is $700. It's well worth it, but it is $700, and you must take like VitaFlex before you can take Raindrop, and you can take the whole thing and it's all in the one weekend. So I want to do like a way shortened version of that with different subjects. I do want to do, and Alexa is too loud now. Alexa, stop. That's magic. So I do want to teach like chemistry, quantum physics, and beyond. I want to teach oil usage, and I want to teach safety, and I want to teach some skills. So I'm going to put that into a weekend workshop and make it so that it is affordable for even the brand new member. It'll be like two 8-hour days, and we'll see how people like that. Because I get a lot of people that want to do care but can't do it because they can't expend that much money right up front, especially when they're still trying to buy all their products. So that's what I'm working on and still doing in the group classes, and I'll also do some short classes in my home coming up after convention. So look for that after convention. Up till convention, I'll be getting ready for that, and still hopefully I can get my house sold and get moved maybe. Who knows? Who knows what life is going to bring? But one thing I do know is I'm glad I have the oils. I'm glad I have tools to deal with things that come up. And I'm glad that Young Living provides enough money for me to be able to deal with these things that come up. So there you go. It's good to talk to you guys. I've hated being absent, but I just like that. This is what's happening, and I'm still sharing oils. I hope you are too, and give me a thumbs up or let me know what you're up to, and we'll talk again real soon. Bye.